I had planned rather to teach. So.
You taught?
Township.
And what years did you teach at the one-room school?
Oh, goodness sakes, it'd be 21, 22.
Where did you receive your training?
I went to UNI for a year on a 4-year course.
Oh, okay.
And I had planned rather to teach high school math. And so then I just taught on a permit.
Okay, so you had a teaching permit. Can you describe to me course at UNI?
I had a full year of Spanish, a full year of math, English, psychology, and I can't remember what the other subject was.
Okay. And English and psychology were also for a full year? And did you practice teach before graduation?
No.
How did you get your first teaching job?
Well, it was open, and I applied. It was during the Depression when money was slight, and it sounded like a good deal for me rather than trying to go to college.
What was the application like?
Just a form.
Just a paper form that you had to fill out? Okay.
Yeah. There's not too many requirements on it.
Right. Okay. Can you describe the terms of the teaching contract once you did get the position?
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of teaching contracts, how long was the contract for example? Did you sign a teaching contract?
Yeah.
And was that for 1 year? 1 year?
Yeah.
Okay. Were there special rules that you had to follow as a teacher?
No.
Okay. Did you feel like there were any unwritten rules that the community imposed on you?
I am sure I knew what was expected of me, and I tried to follow through, but nothing comes to mind that I, because I had gone to girls' school, and I understood the requirements.
What types of requirements was there? You were forbidden to marry, correct?
No.
No?
No.
You could marry as a teacher?
Yes.
Oh.
We've had married teachers in that school before me.
Okay. That's interesting. How about rules as far as your dress was concerned?
Well, of course, there was slacks hadn't even been thought of.
Right.
And I just dressed as I would ordinarily. There was no restrictions or rules.
Okay. Good. Where did you live in relation?
I lived real close to the school. Less than a quarter of a mile.
Okay. All right. And who did you live with while you were a teacher?
Well, we lived with my husband's grandparents.
Okay. And was that an arrangement you just made as a family, or were there specific boarding arrangements that
Not at that time.
No. Okay. Did you have specific duties at that house, such as chores or anything like that?
No.
And was there...
It was family, you know.
Right, right. Was there a cost to you to live there?
No.
Again, since it was family.
Yeah.
Okay. So, since you lived less than a quarter of a mile from the school, did you travel there on foot each day?
Sure.
Okay. And was that along a gravel road, or did you cross
Gravel
fields? Okay.
No, I can't even say it was gravel at that time.
Dirt?
Dirt road.
Yep. Okay. All right.
They weren't gravel until after, well, in the 1930s.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What were your duties at the schoolhouse before and after school?
Well, of course, I had to do my own janitor work,
Okay.
and I had to build my own fires, and
How about water?
we had a pump on the property. And the fall, it didn't always work. Sometimes it had to be pulled and new leathers because you couldn't even prime it. It dried out so much through the summer.
Right. What did you do if there was bad weather before or during the school hours?
I don't think we ever gave up school because of bad weather.
Okay.
I don't think we did.
Do you remember any times when,
It's going to be in that.
yeah, I know. I'll take good notes. Do you remember any times where, say, there was a snowstorm or something and the children had to stay late, or what would the parents do if there was bad weather?
Well, the parents were very good about coming in. Of course, if one parent showed up, they took all the youngsters that was going that way.
Did they come in automobiles or with horses?
No, horses. prominent, so I shouldn't say when I was in school, it was more horses. But yes, cars there were lots of cars then.
Okay. Great. Well, this is a fun one. What did your schoolroom look like?
It had, the inside was the most, had wainscoting. I hope you know what that is.
I do.
And we had blackboards on each end.
Okay.
The one was the slate blackboard, and the other was the cheaper painted one. And being a limestone building, the windowsills were a foot deep. And we had a picture of George Washington and I kind of think one of Lincoln and one of the president, Roosevelt.
Okay.
And they were big pictures, you know, portraits.
Right.
And with a heavy gold frame. And the floor. The floor was the old wide board, and they kept it oiled.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, got this cloth dropped down.
Yeah. I hope it tastes good. Did you ever hang the children's artwork on the walls?
Oh yeah, we had plenty of room.
And were there curtains on the windows?
Sash curtains.
Sash curtains. Now, how about furniture in the classroom? Can you describe that to me?
We had a desk and a desk chair and then the seats for the children.
We can take a break if you want to.
Well, I got that thing in my mouth, I just didn't take a break.
Okay, let's do that. Starting up again, Zatha Renner. Okay. I'm interested in how you sat the children in the room. Did you divide them according to grade, or age, or gender?
The seating was such that they went the small seats to the front and the bigger ones to the back, and so that's the way you had them.
And boys and girls sat next to each other, and
Yes, yes.
all right. What activities did you do to start the school day?
We didn't have a set program to follow. I can't remember that we did anything special.
Did you recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
No, we did not.
Okay. How about a prayer or a song?
We had songbooks.
Okay.
I'm trying to think whether we still, when I was teaching, whether we still had the Fullerton songbook. Do you know the Fullerton songbook?
I'm not familiar with it.
It was put out by one of the college professors from Cedar Falls,
Oh, okay.
and it was made especially for rural schools.
Okay.
And in later years, it became quite valuable.
I'm sure that Dr. Sue, who came with me yesterday, is quite familiar with that.
It was a good soundtrack. It had so many of the old songs, you know.
Right, right. Do you remember any of the songs that were in there? The names of them?
Of course, Home Sweet Home.
Right.
Now, you never hear that anymore. And Iowa, the Tall Corn State, and Flow Gently Sweet Afton. What is it? It's the name of the river. What is it? Afton? I haven't got that straight. Then all of those old spirituals that now you don't dare sing because you're discriminating.
Right.
But they were good songs, easy to sing.
Sure. Okay. What school subjects did you teach in the one-room schoolhouse?
Everything.
Everything. I'm not really familiar with what types of things were taught. Can you elaborate on that for me?
We had reading, and of course those books were went according to grades. But I think our arithmetic book covered the whole spectrum. Geography and history. Penmanship we had it when I was in grade school, but I didn't do anything with it.
Okay. So the children didn't practice their penmanship at all?
I can't remember that we did much of that. I didn't have any beginners.
I don't suppose you remember the name of the arithmetic book.
I tried to think this morning the name of the readers and the arithmetic book. Was it Wentworth or I believe I can see the book. It was a great big book with a black cloth cover on it, you know. Not like they are now.
Right.
Math that I always liked. So
geography or spelling? Did you work with the children on that?
Yeah, we had spelling. Got that.
So did you have spelling bees?
No.
No, they just practiced on their own?
Yeah.
How did you teach each grade level? For example, the younger students as opposed to the older students. Did you teach them differently, that sort of thing?
You're not gonna get this, that noise in the background.
Probably not. Should we quit or?
Well, I don't think you are. It's, because I have a hard time understanding you.
Okay. Wonder what we can do here.
What was that last question you asked me?
How did you teach each grade level?
Well, we had an assignment, advanced assignment for them to do, and then we had a class,
Okay.
and that's one thing I didn't say to you, we had our bench for recitation
Right.
that we didn't include in the furniture.
Right. Okay. Recitation.
There was also a library
Oh, really?
with, I don't know whether it was 7 encyclopedias, I suppose. We also had a map, a big case of maps
Okay.
that you could pull down, you know, they were big maps.
Big maps. Maps of the whole world
Yeah,
and then the United States. Okay. And did you have one of just Iowa?
yes,
Okay. How about a globe? Did you have a globe?
no, I don't remember
Okay.
there being a globe at any time.
Really?
When I was in
Really? Okay. And a dictionary?
yes, I think she did.
Did it have a stand?
No, it was generally on the windowsill.
Oh, okay.
Didn't need a stand.
Right. Okay. Did you use slates and chalk or pen and pencil, paper? What did the students use for writing?
Just the old rough tablets and pencil.
Okay.
I don't think we've had very many times it was required to write with pen and ink.
Okay. All right. Now, before you said that the children didn't practice their penmanship very often, so were there penmanship charts on the blackboard or anything like that?
Yes.
There was?
Yes.
Okay.
At the top of the blackboard.
Okay. And those were in cursive, correct?
Yes. What I would call the old Spencerian kind.
What type?
Spencerian.
Spencerian. Okay.
No.
When you say you started the fires in the morning, was that a wood-burning stove?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What types of things would you do for the Christmas program?
Oh, recitations.
How about songs?
Can't remember.
Okay.
I mean, I probably did well on that because I'm very good to lead out.
Any other special activities you can think of?
Oh, the kids enjoyed the recesses.
Right, I'm sure.
They played games and that was a lot of fellowship youngsters had.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know any of the games that they played?
Oh, of course, we always played baseball.
Okay.
And then when the snow was on the ground, we used to play lots of peas and pull away and follow the leader.
Did the boys and girls usually play together?
Oh yes, yeah.
About how long was a recess?
15 minutes.
How many?
15.
Okay.
10:30 to quarter to 11, and 2:30 to quarter to 3. School was out at 4.
Oh, okay. Did you ever hold class outside or somewhere else besides the classroom? What forms of discipline did you use for your students?
I thought about that. I really didn't have much of a problem.
Okay.
Because I had known most of these youngsters as they were growing up, and I really didn't have.
That's good. What specific things do you remember about your students?
This is one thing that stands out in my memory. I think he would have been a 7th grader. And I tried to explain to him how to do square root. And I got quite exasperated with him because I thought surely he could see it. If I could see it,
Right.
why couldn't he? But I guess he must have, got along, because he worked with, had a position at RAS for many years.
Okay. Anything else you remember?
Well, I think there are, at this time, there are 3 students still living.
Okay.
It's unusual that the teacher would still be here and the student's gone.
Yeah.
But I see 2 of them quite frequently.
Really?
And the one little girl that I spoke about that wrote me the letter, and I hadn't seen her for so long. I think she lives in Charles City, but the other 2 are here.
Wow.
One's at Shell Rock, one's at UNC Falls. So it's
That's wonderful. What do you remember about the county superintendent visit? If there was one.
Never was one.
Really? Okay.
I'm trying to think what his name was. And I can't write off the hand, I can't recall.
Did your students ever give you any gifts or presents?
No, I don't think we did. I did. No.
Did you ever give them any presents?
Well, not anything that I wanted too much, you know. Might have given them some little thing.
Let's talk about outside the schoolyard. Can you describe that to me?
Well, there was a pump house that held for the pump and the fuel. There was no bushes or plants, anything of that sort. There was one big tree in the back of the schoolhouse. Otherwise, there was the fence, but there was no trees to climb. But in the winter time, we got some pretty deep snow drifts around the fence that the kids loved.
Did it have a flagpole?
not a one that's good separate, a shaft on the.
All right.
The school itself, then the state said, no, we have to have an enclosed entrance. So that had been added when I was teaching there. And that all included the wash basin and water. Time I was teaching there, they had a stone jar with a faucet that put the water in.
Okay. Did the schoolyard have a hitching post?
Must have had, because when the railroad over Pony to school, can't remember where, but it must have been right next to the woodshed.
Okay.
Probably so, because it would protected the horse from the cold and wind.
Right. Okay, so there was a pump house which held the pump and the fuel, and then was the woodshed separate from that?
No, no.
Okay, that's all one building.
Okay.
All right. And 2 outhouses,
Yes.
and no other buildings besides the schoolhouse?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Did the schoolyard have a ball diamond, or did you just play baseball wherever?
No, it didn't have a rugby diamond.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I might say that the original schoolhouse on the Pioneers was a mile west of this. And of course the building at that time was wooden, and the Indians burned it once. Then I think the second time, my grandfather called them white Indians, burned it, and then they, about it off in sections, and then the argument was where would they get the lime? Which quarry would they get the lime out of?
Right. Was the schoolhouse used for other groups or organizations?
Not when it was known as a school. Bought the school back again for $1.
Oh, really?
And it was made a community center. At that time, I was president of the school board.
How long were you on the school board?
I don't remember, several years.
Do you remember how long you were president?
I think I was president all the time I was on it. 2 school districts, so there was 2 men and I.
Wow.
And I suppose they thought that was a big deal
Yeah.
for me to be president.
That's really impressive. Did you ever use the schoolhouse then when it was a community center? What types of things would happen there?
Oh, the 4-H met there, birthday parties, wedding anniversaries. They had put in the township, after it became a community center, was given to the township. They put in a furnace type of heat rather than the old pot-bellied stove. And by that time they purchased table and chairs, and it worked real well for a community center until the Nita Raceway started up. And then on weekends, it was so noisy, nobody would use it.
Right. Do you recall what year that was that the racing started? Just out of curiosity.
I can't tell you, but I will. If you really want to know, I'll see if I can find out.
Sure. That'd be great. Did they ever use the community center for a polling place?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
yes.
I think.
They continued to do that until the state says it has to be accessible for everybody. It was too expensive to put in that ramp,
Right.
and so they now go up at Antique Acres.
Oh, okay. Okay. Was there dances and everything there then?
No, I don't think there were ever any dances.
How about box socials?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about those? Just for my own good, I don't know a lot about them.
Well, the ladies always made the box social, and they weren't supposed to anybody else know which was which, you know.
Right.
And then when you put them up to bed, of course, the secret wasn't kept too long. And anyway, people did it on the men, right? Yeah. So, I don't think the box socials was ever much of a drawing card in that community. I can't remember that they did. I think an ice cream social would have been more appealing.
Did you have ice cream socials there?
Ice cream, homemade cake, of course.
Are there any things that you didn't like about teaching in a rural school?
No, I think that, of course, it was kind of fun to read papers.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed my youngsters.
About how many students did you have?
Around 20.
Okay.
There had been times when was 25 when I was going to school.
Oh, okay. Were there a lot more girls than boys, or was it about the same?
I think there were more girls than there were boys. When I started at school, there was 4 little girls. When my brother started school 2 years later, there must have been 5 little boys. It's kind of funny how they run that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So you didn't mind your chores in the morning or anything like that?
Oh, well, of course. Well, that was real bad. Somebody would build the fire for me.
That's good.
Take pity on me.
Okay, this is a tough one. What is your fondest memory of teaching?
Diane Barber, please take line 1. Diane Barber, line 1, please.
I don't know what I would say for that. Years later, after that school was closed, consolidated with Janesville, we had a get-together for anyone that had gone to school up there. And it was surprising, the people that came. Students, farmers, rare people that came. That school had so many fond memories for them.
Yeah. How many people would you guess were there that day?
Under 50.
Really? Now, you said the building still stands, is that correct?
Yes, it's gonna fall in one of these days. It's in bad shape because it hasn't been taken care of.
Is it actually on the property of the racetrack?
It would be the legal description, they would be on the same quarter section. I believe the man that the racetrack does not come here to the corner, and the man that started the racetrack, there was 2 houses one on each side of the schoolhouse. And he kept that strip up along the highway. And it had never been incorporated into the, it may be now, that I'm not sure about, but it hadn't been incorporated into the raceway. And the old law was, if the school wasn't used for that purpose anymore, the ground went back to the man that owns that legal description of those acres. Yeah, and somehow or other I think that's changed, but anyway, I think his son will, if it's ever settled, will get the ground. A few years ago, it's quite a few years ago, when we had so much rain and flooding, and it came from the north, and the north end of the school fell in.
Oh, really?
And they wanted to tear it down. Then it was still a community center, but no, we didn't want that school torn down.
No.
And so they built it up with cement blocks. And of course that looked okay because they had cemented over the limestone when it began to crumble.
Right. What would you personally like to see done with that schoolhouse?
Well, it could have been reserved and put on the government list. But, and there are some that would have liked to have done it, but nobody started, you know.
Yep.
That's what it takes, is somebody to just start these things.
Right.
And nobody did.
Okay.
So it's beyond saving now.
Is that the same schoolhouse you attended as a child?
Yes.
That's fascinating. That's great.
But I have to tell you that one of the worst things I can remember when I was going to school, our teacher was Mrs. Lyons.
Okay.
She had been educated and had been a college professor. And the last day of school, she wanted to make it special, so she had her husband come. He was well educated too. And he recited this poem from memory. And all I can remember about the poem was how morbid it was, and then had this one line, over the hill to the poorhouse, and the way he drug that out, you know, that sticks in my mind today. Over the hill to the poorhouse. I'm sure I didn't understand what the poem was about, and I don't think it was really the proper thing for a school program, you know. But they were trying to impress us, I don't know. I must have been probably 4th grade.
Really?
It was too old.
Are there any things that I didn't touch on about your teaching experience that you want us to know, that you think are important for us to know?
I think it's important that teachers want to teach, that they care for their children.
Definitely.
And I did. I love my kids.
Did you feel as a student your teachers felt that way?
Most of them, yes.
That's good. Well, all of these questions have been answered.
I'm afraid you've got too much background on it.
We do. We do have a lot of background from that construction. But with my notes, I think we'll be okay. Because what we'll do after this is go through this packet and the video, and then we'll type up like a book type thing, word for word if possible, of what you said, and we'll keep it that way. So the video is mostly important for us to do that. And it's too bad that we had all the background noise, but I think we got the job done. Should be okay. I do. Now, I don't know if